Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 5-Minute Bitcoin, where we onboard the masses 5 minutes at a time. Thanks for joining us today. On this episode, we're going to discuss, in 5 minutes, dollar cost averaging. Now, what is dollar cost averaging, or DCA? Dollar cost averaging is an investment strategy that aims to apply value investing principles to regular investment. The term was first coined by Benjamin Graham in his book, The Intelligent Investor. Graham writes that dollar cost averaging means simply that the practitioner invests in common stocks the same number of dollars each month or each quarter. In this way, he buys more shares when the market is low than when it is high. That makes sense, right? And he is likely to end up with a satisfactory overall price for all of his holdings. And he has a formula for that. And this is it. We won't go into that, but let's talk about how dollar cost averaging has, how it relates to the Bitcoin and the crypto space. Now, Graham talks about monthly regular intervals. And other people interpret it as just regular intervals. So it could be daily, it could be hourly, it could be weekly, it could be yearly. Guys, what he's saying is this. Pick a day. Pick an amount. You don't care what the price of Bitcoin is, but on that day, you buy it. And in the long term, it has been proven that over 5 years, because of the cyclic nature of Bitcoin has a tendency to peak for a very short time and then go into these long troughs of sideways price action, or otherwise known as bear markets, and accumulation phases. It goes side. Look, we're in one right now. Actually, I think the bottom is in, so we're actually climbing out of it, in my opinion. And by the way, this is not investment advice. This is merely infotainment from some guy on the internet. Do your own due diligence. Now, let's add on to our discussion about DCA. Now, at its basic form, DCA is buying Bitcoin or anything at regular basis without regard for price, but simply sitting on it and holding it for it long term. In the case of Bitcoin, it's about 4.5 years, 5 years, which is fine. It could be shorter, depends on when you come into the market. Personally, I am a long-term holder. I've been investing in Bitcoin for over 10 years now, and I have held 99% of my Bitcoin. And I'm very proud of that, and that's why I decided to start this channel. Now, let's talk about another way to DCA. A little bit more technical way to DCA is for you guys that love watching the price action, is to set up a recurring buy, and there's plenty of bots out there that'll let you do that, and you can do it manually if you want to, but set up your recurring buys so that you buy in a combination of average intervals and at price reduction. In other words, watch those daily candles. When you see a daily red candle come down to 20%, buy the bottom of that candle. Okay, now I'm going to put a chart right here next to me. Let me move out of the way here. This is the micro strategy. Some of you may or may not know who Michael Saylor is. You could look at this chart and you can see that all those dots, those green dots, are where Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy bought or DCA'd in a weird way into Bitcoin. And you can look at this and you can see that he bought at the top, he bought in the middle, he bought at the bottom. And for all intents and purposes, currently today, they're upside down on their investment. They are in the red to the tune of about $500 million currently today. A little more, give or take, a few million. you may say, wow, Michael Saylor's not that great at dollar cost averaging. Or is he simply as sly as a fox? And what I mean by that is he knows, and those of you who have spent a little time in this field, if you've done research for more than 100 hours, you know that Michael Saylor is no dummy. And I'm using this as an example. He knows that time is of the essence, so he's just buying. He's, like he said in an interview before, he's buying the tops, he's buying the bottoms, he's buying everything right now because he knows pretty soon this market's going to price a lot of people out of it because of the price of one Bitcoin is going to be unreachable for most people. So he's taking advantage of this, and right now in this cycle, he knows it doesn't matter the price, buy. And as soon as he is able to allocate capital to a purchase of Bitcoin, apparently they're doing it. And I would suspect in the future that Michael Saylor is probably going to be one of the wealthiest human beings in the history of this planet. So anyway, let's recap. Dollar cost averaging, DCA. Don't go crazy investing on your DCA. If you can only, look, 2 cups of coffee a week, if you can do it without 2 cups of coffee a week, take that money that you would normally spend in your at your coffee shop and only go with 1 cup of coffee a week, or whatever, or just go without coffee. Or I'm just using coffee as an example, but buy you some Bitcoin. It doesn't matter how little bit. Buy you some Bitcoin. Get off of zero. And for those of you who are tired of arguing with your friends and relatives about the virtues of Bitcoin, this is the channel for you to send them. No point in arguing. Just send them to a channel. I, over time, will, 5 minutes at a time, orange pill them for you. So thank you for stopping by. This is my time. Actually, I went a little bit over today, but that's all right. I am Frederick Mann. This is 5 Minute Bitcoin, and I'm reminding you to DCA, HODL, and self-custody. God bless you.